A hush fell over our neighborhoods this week, didn't it? Those vibrantly lived-in blocks of brownstones and Atlanta front porches and beyond, when we learned that Malcolm Jamal Warner's earthly journey ended in the warm waters off Costa Rica on July 20th, 2025. For me, it felt as if the music stopped mid-measure, and I felt it right here in my heart. And it was as if the streetlights dimmed all at once. For nearly 4 decades, Malcolm lived inside our living rooms and inside our hearts, teaching us, through his work and his walk, what it means for a Black boy to grow up into a whole, luminous man. The boy we met, we saw, the man he became. So we first knew him as Theo Huxtable. Lanky, quick-witted, scratchy voice. He was going through puberty right before our eyes every Thursday, forever negotiating grades and Gordon Gartrell knockoffs. But once the studio lights went dark, Malcolm never stopped evolving. He tuned his bass guitar to the key of liberation and fronted the jazz funk collective miles long, dropping groove-heavy albums that wrapped and warmed and spoken word sermons around back porch rhythms. He stepped behind the camera to direct youth-centered documentaries on HIV and guided classrooms full of eager students, and later slipped into a white coat to play world-class surgeon Dr. A.J. Austin on The Resident, reminding us that Black genius is not a cameo. It is a constant. But let's not forget Malcolm and Eddie and all of the other shows that he was a part of. Even as guest appearances, we saw those too. But for those of us who came of age in the 80s and the 90s, Malcolm's timeline runs parallel to our own. We watched him wrestle algebra while we wrestled growing pains. We cheered when Theo set foot on the fictional grounds of Hillman College because it mirrored our own hopes of walking onto campuses that looked and loved like us. We applauded when Malcolm the adult stood on stages beside a mic stand, bass slung low, letting poetry bloom like magnolias over that heavy bass voice in June. In him, we saw the possibility of becoming many things: artist and advocate, husband and father, without ever dimming our own Black brilliance. And that is what I saw, what we saw in this amazing person, this artist. Malcolm funded literacy programs, raised awareness for mental health long before the phrase trended, and lent his unmistakable voice to any cause that carried the scent of justice. He opened doors for emerging poets, mentored young actors navigating fame, and quietly paid tuition bills for students he believed in. Every note he played, every word he spoke, carried a vibrational reminder. Talent is a gift, but service is the calling. And then there is this weight of farewell. His departure pierces because it feels personal. We lost the cousin who never missed a family cookout or reunion, the homeboy who kept us laughing on Malcolm and Eddie, the elder who modeled grace under relentless public gaze. Yet ancestral traditions teach us that transition is not an end, but an elevation. Malcolm now sits at the council fire with Ossie, Cicely, Chadwick, and all the other lights who left instructions written in their body of work, forever for us to see. So we promise in your honor to let us keep spinning selfless and love and other social issues until the bass lines vibrate through open windows. Let us pour into our children the same confidence we drew from watching a young Black boy navigate primetime television with dignity. Let us wield our creativity for community healing as Malcolm did, and remember that every stage, whether classroom, podcast, or poetry slam, is sacred ground when truth leads the way. So Malcolm Jamal Warner, this is a collective thank you. From every stoop where siblings argued over remote controls, from every dorm room where Hillman College posters still hang, from every barber shop that stopped buzzing during primetime Thursdays, we thank you. Malcolm Jamal Warner, thank you. Thank you for growing up with us, for reflecting our joys and flaws, for proving that longevity and integrity can share the same skin. We are grateful beyond measure for your gift and for your service. May your bass lines echo through the cosmos. May your words drift on the wind like prayers. Rest in power, dear brother. You have taken your place among the ancestors, and we will carry your light forward, eternal, enduring, and ablaze with love. I will end with this. Malcolm, we'll see you around.